All right, everybody, here we go. You and me. Let's talk. It is Tuesday, October 26, 2021. This is my pre-market report. Stock trading doesn't start for about half of an hour. People, as I am doing this video blog, stock futures are higher across the board, meaning, well, if the bell were to go off right now, and I guess this could change within the next half of an hour, you would see new record highs right at the open out of this market. It's absolutely out of control. There's so much in play here, people, and you know that. I cover it all the time. Let's talk about a few other things. Right now, crude oil remains above. I'm talking about WTI. Crude oil is over $84 a barrel. Brent is over 86, almost 87. Okay, this is a major driver of this market, and you know that. It boosts the energy sector, it boosts the financial sector, and it sucks the market up with it. There's so many bulls out here. Like I said yesterday, I remain a bull. In fact, a raging bull in this market. But there are so many bulls right now. And this parabolic moonshot that crude oil has been on here, I don't know. It looks like a pullback is due. I hate saying that because nothing is ever due in the market. That's the truth here. But, I mean, no asset goes straight up without a pullback unless, of course, you're seeing inflation surge the way we are here. It's out of control right now. It literally is out of control, and you're not being allowed to know the magnitude of it. Again, imagine for a moment if any of the mainstream channels were to tell you or tell the people that inflation is surging at its fastest pace on record here in the United States. I mean, people are feeling the pinch. I mean, I walk around, I talk to my neighbors, I shop, and it's mind-blowing. It really is, but it's not going to stop. Again, these wheels have been put in motion from a very long time ago. With easy money being pumped into this market. I covered how the last 3 presidents, including the current president, have called upon the Federal Reserve to keep pumping this market, to keep everything afloat here. And now all these extra bills, like I've told you since time immemorial, I said at one point these would start to chase the same amount of goods. It's economics 101. And that's exactly what we're seeing now. And we're just, again, we're starting to see that second wave hit that I warned about, but we haven't seen anything yet. It's going to hit a lot harder moving forward. Just be ready for it. Anyway, back to the market real quick. So stock futures higher, pointing towards a record high open for the Dow, the S&P 500. The NASDAQ is like right there. As well, I'm certain we're going to see a new record high there too. Crude oil, yesterday, people surging above $85 a barrel, a little bit of a pullback here. And I told you how pullbacks work. These days, we don't get real pullbacks or real corrections, which you would expect to see in a normal market. They last hours now, hours. And every time we get a drop in an asset these days, it just gets bought right up. The market, crude oil, it's out of control. But, and look, that should tell you something. Again, going back to what I've been trying to tell you if you've been listening. Look, yes, it is common knowledge that the Fed is buying debt in historic, epic amounts. No top, just minimum purchases per month. But the Fed is taking cash out that it's creating out of thin air, its own product, and buying the stock market. They're the one responsible in large part for buying these dips here. You understand? You're not allowed to know that, but it's the Fed. We have a managed market, and that's what central banks do. They manage the market, meaning, well, they're buying all kinds of assets. But you're not allowed to know that. This is a global takeover, like I've explained to you, by central banks who have a stranglehold on the world. And no one knows that more than you do. Let's move forward here. Cryptocurrencies right now are flat to slightly higher. Gold and silver under a little bit of pressure right now. The MMRI, Mannarino Market Risk Indicator, is about 95. We're still in the green here. All right. Here's what we need to do, you and me. If you're going to watch one thing right now besides the MMRI, keep your eyes on crude. Crude oil right now is going to choose the direction of this market. If, in fact, we get a sell-off in crude, and like I said, I don't want to say we're due, but no asset goes parabolic like this without some kind of a pullback. Maybe it will come, maybe it won't. But if we get a drop in crude, it's going to pull the market down. And what is that going to do? It's going to set the market up yet again for another move higher. Okay? It's going to go higher, much higher. Okay, so be ready for that. Look, I've covered this again to the point of nauseum. It's the truth. With the MMRI where it is, remaining in the green, with the relative strength of the dollar staying where it is or getting even a little weaker, with the 10-year yield stable, you tell me where the market's going to go. And even if the Fed decides to do a token taper, you tell me yet again, where's this market going? Well, it's a no-brainer in my view. It's nothing. It's not real. It's a managed market. There's no price discovery mechanism here whatsoever. Period. Freaking end. But that allows you and me to understand what we need to do. And this is why I'm here. What I've talked about for since time immemorial, keeping ourselves on the right side of this freak show. And it's a freak show beyond the highest order that you can ever imagine, people. This takes on a whole new meaning where we are right now. Anyway, look, I just laid out the groundwork for you, things that you need to keep your eyes on: crude oil, the MMRI. Keep your eyes on these two things, all right? MMRI, crude oil. MMRI, crude oil. And you're going to know where this market's going to go. And you could ignore the calls for crashes, which we were supposed to get one by now, according to, I'm not going to mention his name, but he's wrong again. They're all wrong. They've all been wrong. And again, there's another agenda there, okay? I tell it to you straight. I give it to you as hard and straight as I possibly can. And, I've kept all of you on the right side of this for a very, very, very long time. I'll never let you down. You all know that. Anyway, we know what to do. We know what to look at here. And you know what to expect. Like I said, more control. But to a much larger degree. Look, most people have allowed the real government, which is, again, not the charade that's been played out in front of everyone with presidents who are nothing but puppets. We have no representation. The real government has laid out a whole new set of rules here. It's all about control. It's all about telling you what you can and cannot do. You can't even think anymore. Like I said, for yourself, you're not allowed to have an opinion that is different than the mainstream. You have to agree with it to be allowed to have any kind of a platform, even me. I've been warned now twice in the last few months about things I can and cannot say here with regard to the current thing that's going around. I believe you all understand what I am talking about. Anyway, all right, people, look, keep all this in mind. I will see all of you at the end of the day, and it's going to be interesting to sum this up. See you later.